What's up, internet? So I was, looking through some old sketchbooks. And by some, I mean the past 7 books that I've gone through in about 5 years. I'm not exactly a visual arts kind of person, although when I am writing something, I like to have visuals of my characters so that I can, see what I'm working with. It just makes life easier. And things get very, very weird when you decide to go back and look at some of these things. The oldest story that I am still continuing to this day, I started in grade 8. So it's been going on for about 6 years, and I haven't even touched the story in the past, 4 months. At least. Although it's a story that, I wrote when I was younger, and I'll be perfectly honest, it was originally a story for me to release my angsty preteen emotions, and the character was obviously self-insertion, and it's you know what, this is not me, this is Alicia. And she is going through this crap, which, in a different kind of sense of the word, I am also going through. Her parents are telling her to do this. Well, she doesn't want to be a princess. She wants to be a warrior. I don't want to sit around and have a normal, boring life. I want to be famous. Of course, at this point I've accepted that fact, and I'm just kind of hoping that I can at least survive off of what I love to do. And like I said, looking through these things is an emotional roller coaster and a hardcore cringe fest. Let me just show you. Here we have some of the things that I consider to be my best artworks from my old sketchbooks. The only reason that this one looks okay is because of the fact that I traced the heads. On the other hand, what is up with that sleeve right there? And also, whose forearm just suddenly gets bigger than their bicep at the end like that? The rest of it is somewhat okay. I mean, the buildings look like crap. It was just a concept I was doing in one of my math classes, so this was probably grade 10. Apparently I decided not to do very much with this one, but this was the character from my first story. As you can tell, her face is somewhat okay, the eyes look kind of funny, I don't know what's up with her mouth. Her arms are very lanky, I don't know what's up with her legs, I don't know what this was, but it's better than the rest of what's in here. I'm pretty sure the only reason I found this one so great was because of how much time I spent shading those bricks, even though they aren't the best. But this was something very melodramatic that I had in mind for the story that was inspired by Lord of the Rings. I mean, I don't know what's up with the legs, I don't know what's up with his rectangle of a torso, or his oddly shaped jawline, I don't know what's up with Jackson's, oval head back there. But I mean, that was half decent in my mind. I don't even know where to start with this one. This one's probably still better than half the stuff I draw today. Embarrassingly though, the head and the face was definitely inspired by Ryan Higa. It looks nothing like him, that's just where I got my, proportions and all that stuff from. Pretty decent, and this one was a masterpiece for me. And in my current sketchbook, I have this little derpy drawing. I didn't even finish drawing them because I didn't want to screw it up because it actually looked half decent. The arms are probably a little funky, but I'm also not the best at drawing arms. The only thing worse than, hands is trying to draw feet. I also decided that I would compare the first drawings on all of these books. Okay, to be fair, some of them were started at the same time because I wanted to use different sketchbooks for different stories that I was writing, but yeah, that didn't happen. I was tired of carrying around all my sketchbooks, so I said screw it. So you have this one, which is, half decent. This one, which is, oh gosh, what is your face? That, which is holy crow, burn it in fire. This one, which is, it's okay. What the heck is this forest? I have disgraced pirates on behalf of you, except for his little duck there, which was drawn by Crystal. You can clearly tell who's the better artist here. And then you have this, which was again drawn about the same time, well, maybe a little bit later than Pirate Guy here, but yeah, these are all just painful, man. Looking at your own work is painful. I would now like to draw your attention to just my first sketchbook here and see how crap everything was beforehand. You have this nightmare, which what the heck are their torsos doing? I was trying to draw them lying down from their fronts. It failed miserably, as you can tell. This is kind of probably when I started using pictures to kind of give me an idea of how to shape the body. It's bad either way. I don't even know where to begin with this thing. I don't even know what the heck I was supposed to do with this thing. All I know is that I probably gave up, and probably for good reason. I mean, I made her hand that, like, deranged on purpose, but still, what the heck is it? What is up with her Kylie Jenner Miranda Sings lips, the nose that failed attempt at an afro? This whole thing is a piece of garbage. I can't look at it. Their heads are in the most what the heck positions and shapes I have seen in quite a while. I mean, like, literally, what the heck is up with Kevin's head? And where is Daniel's head in proportion to his neck and shoulders? I don't know, but it's weird. Although, for, like, grade 9 me, that torso and, like, his pose was on point. Okay, this one I was pretty proud of when I first drew it. I liked how I was able to, like, actually try and get some shading, like, on that cut on his face. My attempt at, shading his black eye. Okay, what is up with that face? The eyes are huge, the head is what the heck? Her hands are too small. Her legs are huge. I mean, he's the same way. He's a box with rectangle arms that are somehow being squished inside those restraints on his, like, biceps. His head is so, like, squished. It looks awkward. And again, his legs are just huge. So I don't know where to start with this, but it is bad. It is so bad. Okay, this is kind of when things started to get better, and I don't exactly know what's supposed to be going on there. I mean, I know it's supposed to be like wind, and then that weird sash thing's supposed to be like going between her legs, but that's also supposed to be a skirt. So I don't know how the physics is working on that one. Her hair I was so proud of because I was like, oh yeah, it looks like there's shading kind of in there. Oh yeah. The mouth is annoyingly tiny, her neck is thick, and overall, I was freaking proud of this man. Your head's a problem, your box of a torso's a problem, those lumps that you call arms are a problem. I don't know if there's anything right about this, except for maybe that pouch with the arrows. This is supposed to be a troll. This was one of the few things I was actually able to copy right and, like, properly from hand. So, this thing was just insane to me. And the fact that I actually drew this thing and almost drew it well. Like, if I do say so myself, I mean, look at that little face. Look at Jotham's little face. This one's just hilarious because I was so proud of this guy, and I honestly still kind of am, although he only has one arm, and his hand is missing. But basically I was so proud of this I didn't want to mess it up, so I just didn't give him the other arm. Because I figured if I drew him the other arm, it would screw him up. The realistic faces were not any better. I would like to apologize to Brendan Meyer for what the fudge I have done to his face. He's got this funky, weird, lumpy jawline here. His nose is messed up. I don't know what's going on with his lips. His hair is screwed. I don't even know what I have done to him. I was just trying to draw my favorite actor, man. Oh, but you thought I didn't disgrace him enough? That needs to be burned. Eyes are messed up. I don't know what the heck is going on with his nose. His mouth is weird. His hair is distorted. And again with that jawline. Like, Brendan, I am so sorry. This is my third most recent sketchbook. And this was something that I drew one day when I was bored. And just kind of wanted to see if I could improve a little bit more on a realistic human. I mean, it still looks pretty cartoonish, but I mean, look at those details, man. Like, I didn't even trace this time. The hair's on point. The face is a little funky. I don't know. I mean, everyone who I showed it to said you could recognize who it was. So, I mean, I'm still pretty proud of this thing. Don't know how much better I can get than this, although his eyes are definitely funky. But if I were to try and erase them now, it would just screw up the entire portrait, so I don't want to do that. So, Mark Hamill, at least I tried. Another thing can be said with writing, which, oh my word, if you've seen, if you were actually around when I had my stupid blog, which is probably one person, then you've seen the shame. So quick backstory to the whole, writing situation. When we were younger, my sister was getting into writing and drawing, and she really liked comics, and she was making her friends into like superheroes, and she still works with those superheroes to this day. I think they're cool. And because of the fact that I thought she was cool and I liked her ideas, I would do the little sibling copycat. Like, imagine that episode of Arthur where DW just like buys all the same clothes as he does. I would do the same thing, except I would do them my way. I stole her logo with a couple of extra little twists. I changed the name from one form of super cool to another form of super cool. Literally, I changed it from the word awesome to epic. Like, honestly, this thing is so old and so embarrassing to me that I have it saved in the file writing from my tween years in The Dead Ideas. This is so corny. I basically adjusted the tone of what I wanted these things to be based on what I was getting into. You can tell I started this when I was in my preppy phase and ended it when I was turning into a geek. Because it starts off with like, yeah, we're the popular girls. The fifth one, it was like, you know what? I'm a superhero. My best friend, she's an alien. My other friend's like, a mutant. And I wrote these entire 5 scripts over the course of 2 or 3 years, and they're something. Let's just endure this together. Oh my word, I can't believe the top 3 geeks in our school slipped notes into our lockers and asked us to meet them in the computer room after school. I was going anyways. Plus we had to, or they would have thought we were jerks, and they only wanted us there to talk to us. I mean, 87% of the kids in our school bugged them all day. They wanted to be noticed as more than geeks. But if guys in their level are seen as people in our level, they get beat up and bugged 24/7 for rumored crushing. And since we're new, we weren't in anyone's league yet, so they tried to make us theirs. They were playing math games on beanerd.com. And that one was sweating just because he was talking to me. Whoa, calm yourself there, girlfriend. Avery's got a point. But enough about them. You guys this is so bad. But enough about them. You guys want to go to the mall? I'll buy. Oh yes, because my dream at the time was to be the obnoxious rich girl. I think this was also because of the fact that my sister had made a movie, or started to make a movie with some of our friends, which never got finished. And so I was kind of like, you know what? What if I could make a movie with my friend? Oh, scene 5. You tell everyone at school you lived in a mansion. This is not a mansion. How many times do I have to remind you? Our mansion is in California, 10 minutes away from Disneyland. Well, when you're walking. But we go there to see my dad. We know, we also like bugging you. My mom and I live here as a single mother who's lost her husband due to cancer and now lives with her daughter and brother, trying to survive the loss of their poor husband. By the way, the uncle is my Uncle Rex. Interesting story. Let's take a little dive into the 4th script because... oh no. So, which is your favorite? The old. Yes, lots of girls say Andrew's hotter, but Toby has more of a... Is it okay if I say my exact thoughts? Of course. Nerd face. And Spider-Man seems like more of a science nerd than some Mr. Hey, don't look now, but the hot guy's checking you out. Because if Peter had a face like that, then he'd be popular, not a picked on nerd. Exactly what I'm saying! The embarrassing thing was that I didn't even watch Disney Channel movies. And they are still better than these. Here's something, one of my more recent works. I'm so sorry, he said. I don't know what came over me. But it isn't going away. I can't stop it. Why can't I stop it? Calm down. It's never been this bad. I thought I could repress it. What did I do? How did I make this happen? How do I stop it? But the image keeps coming back to me. When I'm trying to sleep, when I see you, if I simply have nothing else to think of. I want it to be like, crap, this is what's in my head. I feel like I have problems. This is all my fault. Why is it my fault? What am I doing wrong? And it's like, oh, I love that part because it's like such a vulnerable moment, and that is something that emerges when you start with the worse than Disney movie writing. Like, if I can get better by that much over the course of 6 years, I'm not even that passionate about drawing and I still have gotten better. So imagine if you actually worked on something that you're passionate about. How much better would it get? Well, that's been my words of wisdom, if you can call them that, for the start of 2018. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. Maybe talk about some of your embarrassing old creative work in the comments below if you're willing to be vulnerable, and subscribe to my channel. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out.